Welcome back. It's another day on the wet coast and I have to do some maintenance on my gas-powered air compressor. It uses the ubiquitous Chinese clone of the Honda GX200, and because of that, a lot of parts swap out between all the different manufacturers, including Honda. In fact, this gas tank I put on there from a Honda GX200 that I had kicking around that had a broken crankcase because it was getting pretty grungy and rusty inside. What I need to do is replace the carburetor, because even though I put fuel stabilizer in the gas when I put this compressor in storage, it still sat for a couple of years and the gas gummed up the idle circuit in the carburetor. So it'll only run with the choke on full, which really sucks when I'm trying to run the compressor to get air. So what I did is I went and I bought a replacement carburetor off of Amazon, and it looks like this. It came in a nice little box. They were kind enough to send a few different types of gaskets for whatever application I'm using, a little bit of fuel line, which is quite nice because that stuff gets gross and old. That's the choke lever. A cheap little fuel filter, which, you know, is better than nothing. And then the carburetor itself. I was blown away by the quality of this thing. Designed in Japan means it was probably copied and made in China. And it looks like a direct fit for the carburetor that's on the 6.5 horsepower Power Fist engine on my actual compressor. Power Fist is exactly the same as the Harbor Freight Predator engines, 6.5 horsepower, copy of the GX200. So I am going to swap out the old one and put on this new one, and I bet it's going to fix my idle problems. First thing I got to do is take off the air cleaner. It's just a butterfly nut. Oh, there's a bit of moisture in there. That's not good. Super easy to take off. All you need is a 10 mil, an 8 mil, and a screwdriver, and maybe a pair of pliers. I think that's about all I'm going to need. Looks like a lot of vibration. Those screws are quite loose. That's gross. So yeah, looking at this Amazon carburetor and comparing it to the original one, and they are absolutely identical. This carburetor cost me $21 Canadian. It blows my mind that I can buy something this sophisticated for that little amount of money. I will of course put a link to it in the description if this is something you think you might need for your 6.5 horsepower GX200 clone. Now I'm going to disconnect the throttle stuff that comes on the air compressor, pull the carb off, swap it out. It should only take a couple of minutes. Alright, let's see. I know I need to disconnect the mounts that hold this. Or do I? Well, I'm going to take off the throttle linkage. One screw there. There's an 8mm nut there, or bolt. May not even need to mess with that because it's out of the way. And then there's a small little tiny spring that hooks up to the actual throttle butterfly here. Yeah, it should be easy. This bit of crankcase ventilation hose has seen better days, that's for sure. It's all good, it shouldn't matter too much. But look at all this goop that's collected in the bottom of this intake here. No wonder this thing wasn't running very well. Not just plugged idle circuit. Out of the dirt. Oh, I didn't even need to undo this one. I'm going to tighten that back up while I'm thinking about it. Alright, so with that out of the way, I can get to the linkage here. Get the camera in closer to have a look. So I just have to remove this linkage here and this little return spring here. And then I'm going to do the fuel line, but I have to remove the gas tank first. This carb, I think, will just slide right off of there. Yep. Oh, just like that. Wow, that is so easy. All right, let's get it done. I don't think I need pliers for this one. And that's just going to be a matter of pulling it off like that. I think that is absolutely identical, this connection. Yeah, this is a direct replacement This is some janky fuel line I put together because the old one was cracked and leaking. So I will pull that off now. Maybe a little bit of gas leaking out of here, but not much. And look at that. Just comes right out. I may recover this carburetor. I just probably, when I have some spare time. Haha, yeah, I know, right? We'll just clean it up, put it in my ultrasonic bath, and clean out the plugged up ports. This one actually is a Japanese carburetor, so this is still valuable to me. I'm going to deal with the fuel line on the gas tank now. The gas tank is held on with an 8mm bolt here and two 10mm nuts on the back. I'm not going to bother with the actual filter because inside the tank I know there's a good filter already, so I'm not going to mess with it. Okay, gas tank taken care of. Got the new fuel line in, connected to the carburetor. I'm just going to finish bolting down the gas tank and then put the airbox back on. Throttle goes in like that. Return spring goes in like that. Looks like it's working fine. Get the choke on. Get the new gasket for the air cleaner box on. Make sure that these two holes are open. Put it on backwards, you might cover them up. This airbox already has a little bit of a rubber gasket that's kind of bonded into the actual airbox itself, but you know, two gaskets, why not? I'm sure it can't cause any problems. And that's it. Time to see if she'll run. So choke is on, fuel is on. Gonna pull the pull start and see what she does. Well, that makes me pretty happy. I think that took all of maybe 10 minutes. It was about 25 with messing around with the camera to record this. It starts, it idles, it fills up, it turns off, down to idle once it's reached pressure. Yeah, pretty happy with this. I hope you enjoyed this short little video on replacing a carburetor on a GX200 clone engine. If you liked the video, why not hit the like button? If you're enjoying this channel, why not subscribe? I got lots of fun stuff planned for it. This is the least of it. You can watch the Forge, my F1 project where I'm gonna put a 2500 4x4 transmission engine, axles, transfer case underneath it. Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.